Hello, body image. When you hear that word, what comes to mind? Well, for a teenager, it's not just about their bodies, but it's about how attractive they are, what size they are, what shape they are, whether they are too tall, too short, too thin, very fat, and in a society where the media dictates what the teenagers believe, we are struggling a lot with just the question of body image, and especially our teenagers. And so in today's teen chat room, we have a few of our students discussing this exciting topic. The purpose of this is to thrash out the wrong beliefs that we have about body image and begin to encourage our teenagers to accept who they are, to believe that they're attractive the way they are, to believe that their body shape or body size or weight or height, whatever happens around their bodies, does not define who they are. And hopefully you'll enjoy this session even as our teenagers take us through. Thank you very much for your support.
Hi Crawford, and welcome to another episode of Teen Chat Room. I'm Remy, year 13, and the speakers around me today are here to talk about our panel on body image.
Hi, my name is Nadia, I'm in year 11.
Hi, my name is Chloe, I'm in year 10.
Hi, my name is Fidel, and I'm in year 9.
Hi, my name is Kate, I'm in year 13.
Hi, my name is Keegan, and I'm also in year 13.
So we'd like to jump right in and start with the definition of body image.
So physical body image is self-explanatory, but we're here to talk more about mental body image, and that's how one perceives themselves and how attractive they feel.
So what would you say is the importance of body image?
So in general, body image is important because the way we see ourselves affects every aspect of our lives. So this includes our physical and mental health, the way we interact with ourselves and others. I think body image is important to teenagers mainly because of ideas perpetuated by the media. So especially our generations and the ones younger than us that are so heavily exposed and influenced by the media. So this exposure can very easily create a negative self-image or a negative space for people because it's so easy to constantly compare yourself to others.
So I imagine there might be a lot of concerns tied to body image. What would you say some of the more normal ones are?
So normal concerns teenagers might have about their own body would be being overweight or underweight, or having a completely different attribute than the people around you, like eye color or hair color.
People are also mainly concerned with like their facial features or, as you mentioned, like height and other body features that, yeah.
So what would you guys say are the more extreme concerns?
Some extreme concerns would be hating yourself for something completely out of your control and developing a disorder. An example of a disorder would be anorexia nervosa, which is an emotional obsession by an obsessive desire to lose weight by refusing to eat.
Other extreme concerns could be spending hours at a time staring at a mirror, looking for all the rights and wrongs on your body, and what may need fixing in quotes or changes.
So how would you say people get to this point? What would be the causes of these concerns?
So one of the main causes for body image problems would be bullying or teasing. So this can happen maybe at school or among your friends. Another one would be passive-aggressive comments from family especially. And these are people who are with you from your most vulnerable state and as you grow up. So there are comments about, for example, your eating habits or your weight fluctuation can really stick with you and affect your body image or how you view yourself in the long run.
So what would you guys say are the effects of a particularly negative body image?
Usually one of the effects are really low self-esteem because you can be surrounded by people who you might say are, they've that standard of beauty. When if anyone would look at them, they'll be like, oh, they're beautiful, they're what, and you're different and you're picked on for it. Like you're bullied, the passive-aggressive comments to just really lower your self-esteem and you feel inferior. and you wouldn't feel really good about yourself. You're just not.
A lot of this is supposedly comes from social media and the way celebrities and other famous people are depicted. How would you say that's propagated by everything from news channels to magazines to video games and TV shows?
Okay, so you know the Kardashians. Some can argue that the Kardashians were like the beginning, like they shaped the modern beauty standard. And when you really look at the Kardashians from outer perspective, like they changed their bodies before because they were getting bullied for what they look like, and then after they changed their bodies to like conform to beauty standards, they were still bullied. So it just shows how in media there's just no winning.
There's some YouTube videos that I saw once, and the shows in the early 2000s. So I don't really remember the name per se, but usually people would go, men would be like, shirtless and everything, women would be in bikinis, and then there would be like three judges judging, like how you look, like how hot you are, let's say that, like how attractive you are and everything. And personally, what I thought is that's very degrading, because it's on television and it's in front of a live audience, so you're constantly being body shamed for mostly things that you can't control. Because there are some people, like let's say you're plus size and you can't control it, it's genetic. So no matter how many times you try to lose weight, and they joined, they decided, let me just sign up for this thing, and they were bashed for it. But every single judge, everyone had just had, comments, mean comments for, oh, you're so fat, you're too fat, you're not beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And that could really, really affect someone mentally. And for the people who are watching that, they'll be like, oh, I'm exactly like that person. So that means I'm also not beautiful at all. I'm ugly, and people will pick on me for it, and it just really mess with them mentally.
Yeah. And I feel like media mainly promotes like the face value of people, like how they appear, and not actually what's inside and what they can offer, like the knowledge they can offer, the happiness they can spread, and so on. Which actually really sucks, because a lot of people, they're really nice, and you find them not fit, like making the role for a leading play in a movie because of how they look, yet they have really good character, like they suit the character perfectly, and yeah, it's just unfortunate for them.
I would say another problem with the media, another way that media propagates the whole body image situation is, especially on social media platforms, so like Instagram, Snapchat, and those, a lot of images could easily be doctored or edited. So I think editing these images is very easy to do, and it's very accessible. Like the photoshopping apps are usually free or are very cheap. And for a lot of people, like influencers, if it's your job to portray this perfection, that's a very small price to pay. However, I think it's really unfortunate that a lot of people then on the other side of the image see the picture and then compare themselves to something that is actually not real. And then you begin to hate yourself and you're down on yourself and compare yourself to someone who also doesn't look the way that you think they look. So I think, a lack of transparency online is also a big issue when it comes to body image.
An example of that would be like in shows nowadays, there's usually this person or main character who usually shows up and gets bullied by it, getting hateful comments, and even disregarded completely, like nobody cares about them at all. Then they go through some sort of time, they take a few months or maybe some years to reflect on how they've been brought up or their body and start to change themselves. And when they show up again, people start revering them, and some even completely forget how they were mistreating them. And kind of shows how people take body image into consideration.
In that sense, that character was shunned by their peers at the start and yet revered by them later. So how would you guys suggest we can stop from doing the same and help our peers develop a healthy body image?
I think for for the people out there, I mean, we all have our insecurities, yes, and we all feel that there are certain things that we need to change and everything, and that's normal. But what I can say is that you should focus on the good things about yourself and not just the flaws. Because if you focus on the good things about you, the good qualities that you have, then you'll start to feel better about yourself. You'll start like your self-esteem will build up slowly, and also surround yourself with positive energy. People who give off positive energy, like don't surround. I know people out there make jokes, small comments that might be a bit insensitive. That's all insensitive. Yeah. Okay. That might be a bit insensitive. Avoid those people. Say the people who appreciate you for who you are, despite what you look like, despite your flaws. You should stay with those people, be around those people mostly, because they're gonna make you happy. They're gonna make you feel, good about yourself, and you're not gonna feel inferior in any way, because you know that, like I'm this person and I'm happy because I have really good qualities and I'm confident in everything. Yeah, so beauty, outer beauty and everything, it's what's inside that really matters, and your character and who you are as a person. Because you can be extremely attractive, but like your character is just not it.
So, what would you guys say is the role of families in developing a healthy body image?
Well, family plays a major role because, as Kate said, they're the ones that you're primarily involved with from when you're young until you grow up. Even when you grow up, you're still communicating with your family, and like family members act as role models, right? For example, you could see your mom like always complaining about how she doesn't like her body, and since you view her as a role model, right, you start to adopt those characteristics, and you start seeing yourself very negatively because you look similar to your mom, and you're like, okay, since she's saying this about herself, I think I should do too because we look the same, and that just creates this bad image in your head about how you look, even about how she looks, and that just destroys your self-esteem. You start, isolating yourself because you think people are thinking the same as you. They see you for all your flaws, and yeah, it just really creates such a bad body image.
Well, how about that of schools? How would you say they affect the body image of their students?
Okay, so firstly, I think that schools, to implement a healthy body image, you should just start by building confidence, because that's where it comes from. So it doesn't have to just be like directly telling you that you need confidence in your body. You can develop confidence in other areas and apply them to your body. And then secondly, schools need to understand that a lot of things that kids do, it's only because of school. And if schools don't take something seriously, then neither will we. So that's where banter, like she was saying, comes from. So if schools don't recognize how important body image is, then students will just keep using it as banter and creating more insensitive unhealthy body images.
That wraps up what we have today. We hope you found this very informative and are able to use this information in cultivating your everyday lives and relationships.
Thank you.
Thank you.